Tonight on Paper Highlighter, a pool game turns into a shove heard around the world as Jasmine and Natalie's first face-to-face explodes into chaos. Cara turns up the heat with the self-proclaimed 90-day bad boys, but is her marriage to Guillermo already ice cold? Adnan breaks Tigerlily's strict privacy rule, and that's not the only thing fans think he's breaking. Colt Johnson spills everything, from Larissa's queen meltdown to a jungle romance on Hunt for Love. Season 12 of 90 Day Fiance, is it coming sooner than we think? We've got the renewal tea. Jasmine reveals Matt's real job and the premium Audi he just gifted her. A double date disaster. Loren's husband, Alex, accidentally drops a $75,000 bomb about Andrei. And Tigerlily's relationship faces another firestorm, this time over Adnan allegedly driving without a valid U.S. license. First up, from tense stares to flying insults, and yes, an actual shove, Jasmine and Natalie's first face-to-face was every bit the train wreck fans were expecting, and then some. This is the long-anticipated collision course between two of 90 Day Fiancé's most explosive personalities. Sunday's Happily Ever After episode finally put them in the same room, and the result was part pool game, part verbal cage match. It all went down at what was supposed to be a casual, maybe even friendly meet and greet. The setup, a relaxed evening, a game of pool, and Gino, the man at the center of it all, standing awkwardly between his ex and his, let's call her, current romantic interest. But if you watched Jasmine for more than 5 seconds on the show, you already know casual is not her default setting. In her own words, Jasmine walked into that venue already furious. Why? She says Gino broke one of the cardinal rules of their open marriage. Both partners have to agree on any third person in their relationship. Her claim, Gino never got her sign-off on Natalie. Gino, for his part, insists he and Jasmine are heading for divorce, implying that the rules no longer apply. But clearly, that message hasn't landed for Jasmine. What started as awkward small talk over a pool table quickly shifted gears. The banter turned barbed, the smiles got tighter, and within minutes, the gloves, or in this case, the cues, were off. Insults flew. Jasmine's voice got sharper. Natalie fired back with her own cutting remarks. Guests in the background shifted uncomfortably, sensing where this was going. And then it happened. Jasmine, visibly seething, gave Natalie a shove, not a playful bump, not an oops, I tripped, a deliberate push, the kind that made everyone in the room go still for half a beat before rushing in to separate them. Gino moved fast, stepping between them, joined by other guests who clearly did not sign up for an all-out brawl at a pool night. The tension was palpable. You could almost hear producers mentally calculating the number of legal waivers they'd need if this went any further. And here's where it gets even juicier. Jasmine's shove wasn't just the heat-of-the-moment reaction. She's doubling down in confessionals, framing it as the inevitable climax of Gino's betrayal and Natalie's presence. Natalie, on the other hand, isn't exactly apologizing. From her body language to her smirking asides, she's playing this as a win, knowing full well that getting under Jasmine's skin is the win. Social media lit up within minutes of the preview drop. Memes comparing the scene to WWE weigh-ins, gifs looping the shove from every possible angle, and hashtags like Team Natalie and Justice for Jasmine duking it out on X, formerly Twitter. Fans are split. Some say Jasmine crossed the line with physical contact, no matter the provocation. Others argue that Natalie knew exactly how to bait her and got the reaction she wanted. And then there's the third camp, who are here for one reason only: the unfiltered chaos. Producers, of course, are loving every second. This is reality TV gold. And you can bet this won't be the last time Jasmine and Natalie share a scene this season. The real question, whether they'll even pretend to be civil next time. Fan speculation is already buzzing that TLC set this meeting up knowing it would combust. Some even think the shove could be the season's midpoint cliffhanger, edited to the hilt for maximum drama in promos. And just when you think tonight's drama quota has been met, think again, because Cara is out here dancing with the self-proclaimed 90-day bad boys, and fans are wondering if her manage is dancing on thin ice. Let's start with the setup. The 90-day bad boys aren't an official band, but they have been carving out their own corner of the franchise fandom. Think dance routines, lip sync skits, and cheeky social media content that toes the line between self-aware parody and thirst trap. And then came the music video. Cara, fresh off a happily ever after season filled with marital ups and downs, pops up alongside Josh Weinstein in a scene that's, well, let's call it playfully intimate. The two are dancing close, sharing glances, and Cara is clearly playing up her sultry side for the camera. Here's where the plot thickens. Fans were already speculating about trouble in paradise after Guillermo was spotted without his wedding ring in a recent photo with him and Cara's young son. That photo hit Instagram just weeks before the music video dropped. And if that wasn't enough, internet sleuths quickly noticed that Cara and Guillermo don't even follow each other on Instagram right now. In the 90-day world, that's the equivalent of a neon "we're not okay" sign. Now, to be fair, Cara hasn't publicly addressed any marital split, and Guillermo hasn't spoken up either. But this kind of online body language, paired with a suggestive music video, is a recipe for gossip overload. Speaking of comments, let's talk reaction. Some fans think Cara's cameo is just harmless fun, a bit of playful branding, maybe even a savvy PR move to keep her name in circulation between seasons. Others, though, are not buying it. They see the chemistry with Josh as a sign of deeper trouble, pointing to the timing of Guillermo's missing ring as more than coincidence. And here's the kicker. While Happily Ever After Season 9 is still unfolding, the music video cameo has fans wondering whether we're watching the beginning of the end for Cara and Guillermo or just another example of reality TV editing stirring the pot while the actual couple laughs off the drama behind the scenes. Keep it locked. The Cara conversation is only just heating up. Because next, Adnan's been caught breaking one of Tigerlily's most hard and fast rules, and the fallout is pure 90-day chaos. Tigerlily's a mom of two from a previous relationship, now pregnant with her and Adnan's first child together, a baby boy named Zane. They're living in a cozy log cabin in Dallas, Texas, blending their families and filming their journey for the show. But from the jump, Tigerlily made one boundary crystal clear. Her kids don't go on social media. Not in a casual selfie, not in a cutesy story, not even blurred in the background. She's fiercely protective of their privacy, and she's repeated it on and off camera. Adnan, apparently he didn't get the memo, or worse, ignored it. According to fans tracking their socials, Adnan has posted Zane's face on Instagram multiple times. Not one slip, not two, but several posts in the weeks after filming wrapped. And he didn't just post them quietly. These were proud dad moments. Smiling baby pictures, family porch shots, little milestone captions. The problem? Each one was a direct hit to the boundary Tigerlily set. And this isn't some behind-closed-doors disagreement. Fans saw it happen in real time. Now, on the show, we've seen their disagreements over lifestyle choices, family priorities, and what Adnan calls his right to share my life. But privacy rules? That's a different category. For Tigerlily, it's about safety and control over her children's exposure. For Adnan, it seems to be about connection, showing off his new son, embracing fatherhood, and maybe a little look at my happy life energy for followers. The kicker? This isn't the first time Adnan's been painted as doing whatever he wants. On screen, we've watched him push back against her preferences, brush off her frustrations, and operate like the rules are more guidelines than actual boundaries. And for some viewers, this is just the latest example of why they don't trust his intentions. Comments range from, "This man will never respect her limits," to "Posting your kid's face when the mom said no, that's a relationship ender." Others are a bit more sympathetic to Adnan, pointing out that maybe he didn't think of Zayn the same way as her older children, since he's his biological son, and maybe he assumed the rule was different. But even that line of thinking has gotten backlash, with fans saying, "A rule is a rule. If you don't know, you ask." As for Tigerlily, she hasn't made a public statement yet, but her social media activity speaks volumes. Unfollowing Adnan for a stretch, posting cryptic stories about trust being everything, and doubling down on child-free posts despite being a new mom. And then there's the couple dynamic. On TV, they're smiling through maternity shoots and ultrasound appointments, but off-screen, this privacy breach is a tension point. The disconnect is fueling speculation about whether they're keeping up appearances for the cameras or if they've genuinely worked it out behind the scenes. The bigger picture, this is about more than just a few Instagram posts. It's about how public couples in the 90-Day franchise navigate boundaries in an environment that thrives on oversharing. In a world where the fandom expects access, saying no and having your partner back you up is a test not every couple passes. Fans are divided between calling Adnan's move selfish and seeing it as a misunderstanding. But the dominant narrative, that trust line has been crossed, and once you put a child's face online, you can't take it back.
Don't touch that dial. The Adnan drama might be simmering, but our next story is a full-blown relationship roller coaster because Colt Johnson is walking us through every 90-day romance he's ever had. And trust me, it's messier than you remember. Colt, one of the most polarizing stars in the 90-Day Fiance universe, is on TLC's Hunt for Love this season. But before moving forward, he's taking a trip down a memory lane to unpack every relationship that's defined his time on reality TV. In a new sit-down with Swoon, Colt opens with a laugh. "Well, let me tell you a story. Sit around and listen." And what follows is basically a greatest hits and misses compilation of Colt's love life on camera. First up, season 6 of 90-Day Fiance. Colt meets Brazilian bombshell Larissa Lima in Mexico. Within 5 days, yes, 5, he's down on one knee. He brings her to the U.S. on a K-1 visa, and the marriage quickly becomes a 6-month roller coaster of explosive fights, infamous one-liners. Remember Larissa's "Who is against the queen will die?" and police calls. After that implosion, Colt starts dating another Brazilian, Jess Hanvey. They meet during a girls' trip to Vegas, and it's fiery from the start. But here's the twist. While dating Jess, Colt is already close friends with Vanessa Guerra. That friendship turns into an affair, and Colt admits to cheating on Jess with Vanessa. Jess is out, Vanessa is in. Vanessa plays things cooler. She and Colt have an on-again, off-again thing until he proposes, pretty much right after making it official. The two secretly tie the knot in Reno without even telling his mom, Debbie. They revealed their marriage during the Single Life Tell-All. For about 3 years, Colt says they were living the dream. A steady job, a quiet life, and what he calls the little housewife vibe. But then came a major blow. Colt breaks his leg on a trampoline in 2022. The injury strains their marriage, and eventually it collapses entirely. Fast forward to Hunt for Love. Colt meets fellow alum Cortney Reardons at a masquerade party. Her first words to him? I'm not gonna like you. She knows his track record and his exes, and she's not impressed. But fate steps in when Colt finds her lost in the jungle the next day. They grab lunch, and suddenly they're inseparable. Then, just as Colt is settling in, disaster strikes. He breaks his leg again. Cortney doesn't bail, though. She gets in the ambulance with him and stays by his side. Colt says her support in that moment made all the difference, hinting that this connection might be the real deal, at least for now.
Stick around. If you think Colt's romantic resume is dramatic, wait until you hear what's next, because season 12 of 90 Day Fiance is shaping up to be one of the most mysterious and highly anticipated returns in the franchise's history. TLC hasn't dropped the big renewal announcement yet, but the early clues are piling up, and fans think we're looking at one of the most secretive and possibly game-changing seasons in the history of 90 Day Fiancé. First, the timing. Hardcore viewers know that TLC tends to stick to a pattern. Season 11 premiered in February, right after the cast reveal in January. So far this year, there's been no flashy press release, no official couple lineup, but that hasn't stopped fans from connecting the dots. Multiple casting whispers say TLC has already begun scouting couples, specifically those in the K-1 visa process or about to have their embassy interviews. That's classic 90-day DNA, strangers to spouses in 90 days or less, with the added chaos of international paperwork hanging over their heads. One production insider even hinted that several couples are already filming pre-visa storylines in their home countries, which would line up with the network's usual spring prep cycle. Translation: cameras are rolling now, even if TLC is keeping the receipts close to the chest. And then there's the speculation over why season 12 is being kept under wraps. Some believe TLC is planning a surprise drop during one of the franchise's other spin-off finales. Others think the cast might include returning couples from early seasons, a move that would generate instant nostalgia buzz. Meanwhile, the 90-day universe outside the flagship series is more crowded than ever. We've got Happily Ever After, Before the 90 Days, The Other Way, and the new kid on the block, Hunt for Love. All of them keep the brand in the spotlight, but the flagship series is still the crown jewel, and the expectation is that season 12 will raise the bar. On Reddit, fans are already drafting their wish lists. Some want more authentic couples with real cultural differences and language barriers, less influencer chasing. Others want high-drama, no-filter personalities like Angela or Jasmine to return in some capacity. And then there's the wildcard predictions, from a 90-day polyamorous triad to someone marrying a celebrity. There's also chatter about filming locations. Past seasons have taken us from the Dominican Republic to rural Russia to the heart of small-town America. Season 12 could go even bigger. Insiders claim at least one couple is based in a country never before featured in the franchise. The lack of official promo is frustrating for some, but TLC seems to be leaning into the suspense. It's the reality TV equivalent of dangling the engagement ring box just out of reach. And if history repeats itself, we could see a sudden burst of casting teasers hitting social media in late fall, ramping up to a winter or early spring drop. Until then, the fandom is in speculation mode, decoding blurry airport photos, sleuthing through K-1 visa timelines, and keeping one eye on TLC's Instagram for even the tiniest breadcrumb. And just when you think we've covered all the mystery, don't blink, because Jasmine Pineda is revealing exactly what Matt Branis does for a living, and the answer comes with a luxury car and a whole lot of shade for the haters. For months, fans have side-eyed Matt, speculating he's unemployed, underemployed, or just coasting on TLC checks. The rumors got especially loud after some claimed he was trying to break into acting but hadn't booked any notable roles. Jasmine's response? A social media mic drop. She posted photos and video of her brand new premium Audi, making sure to tag Matt
and spell out exactly how it was paid for with his own earnings. Not TV money, not a brand deal, his job. So what does he do? According to Jasmine, Matt works in the towing and automotive resale business. It's not glamorous, but it's steady, and it's lucrative enough to buy luxury vehicles and support their growing family. Matt reportedly buys, repairs, and resells cars, mixing hands-on mechanical work with the kind of market know-how that keeps him flexible enough to film when needed. This reveal comes at a very specific moment in their storyline. The couple recently welcomed their first child together, a baby girl named Matilda. And Jasmine, already a mom of 2 from previous relationships, has been open about wanting stability for her family. By showcasing Matt as a reliable provider, she's not just shutting down the he's broke narrative, she's flipping it into a full-blown supportive partner storyline. And if you think that's accidental timing, think again. Fans immediately noticed the reveal dropped right as happily ever after viewers were watching their relationship face scrutiny on screen. With tensions, rumors, and side-eye building, this feels like a deliberate move to change the conversation. Now, let's be real. Not everyone's buying it. Some skeptics are pointing out that social media flex moments can be staged, that the car could be leased, or that the money could still indirectly come from TLC appearances. Others are sidetracking into a debate about whether Jasmine should be showing off big-ticket purchases when she's also talked about financial struggles in the past. But the louder half of the fandom, they're eating it up. Comments like, "Finally, a man on this show who actually works a real job," and "This is the most relatable career reveal ever," are filling the threads. There's also a wave of support from Mac's blue-collar grind, with fans saying it's refreshing to see a partner providing without chasing influencer clout. From a branding perspective, this is also a subtle power move for Jasmine. For someone known for big emotions, explosive fights, and a flair for drama, showing a grounded side, a stable family life with a practical provider could help reshape her public image ahead of future appearances. It's also worth noting the strategic optics. Pairing a baby milestone with the provider reveal hits that aspirational note TLC audiences love. It tells a story of, we've made it, without having to say it outright. Whether you believe every detail or not, one thing's certain, Jasmine just handed TLC a new angle for her storyline, one that paints Matt as more than just a +1. And if the goal was to get people talking about this, instead of any lingering doubts about their relationship, mission accomplished. Fans are now split into Team Receipt and Team Skeptic, with debates raging over whether this reveal was a genuine peek into their life or a perfectly timed PR play. Either way, Jasmine has them talking, and that's always a win in reality TV.
Stick around. The money talk might be over, but the drama is just getting started, because next, a double date turns into a $75,000 slip-up, and it's got Andrei fuming before the appetizers even hit the table. In the latest 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After preview, what was supposed to be a friendly night out with Loren and Alexi and Yara and Jovi veers wildly off course when Alex accidentally drops a money bomb about his friend Andrei, and Jovi quickly reminds him, "We weren't supposed to say anything about that." Here's the setup. 4 cast favorites, 2 couples, 1 table. The kind of group date where the drama usually comes from playful banter and too much wine, not secret financial disasters. But that's exactly what unfolded when Alex let a little too much slip. In the scene, Alex casually mentions, as if it's no big deal, that Andrei has to own up to losing $75,000. No context, no setup, just a bombshell casually lobbed into the middle of the meal. The camera cuts to Jovi, who immediately looks like he's seen a ghost. Without missing a beat, he tells Alex, hey, we weren't supposed to say anything about that. And that's when it clicks. This wasn't public knowledge. The conversation goes tense instantly. Loren's eyebrows shoot up, Yara freezes mid-sip, and Alex suddenly realizes he's just said the quiet part out loud. Now, the preview doesn't give us the full backstory on the $75,000, how it was lost, where it went, or why Andrei wanted it kept quiet, but you can bet those details will be teased out in the episode. Still, for fans who followed Andrei's storyline, the possibilities are endless. This is a guy who's had ongoing tension with Elizabeth's family over money, work ethic, and business ventures. He's been accused of being too controlling with finances and clashing with in-laws about how money is spent. Add in a missing $75,000, and you've basically thrown gasoline on an already smoldering fire. The other layer here is the betrayal factor. If Andrei trusted Alex enough to share something this big, hearing it come out in front of people and cameras is a whole different level of violation. Reality TV friendships are already complicated, but this is the kind of moment that can break them entirely. And because this is TLC, you know producers are going to let that tension breathe. Expect awkward pauses, over-the-shoulder glances, and maybe even a scene later of Andrei confronting Alex, or worse, confronting everyone at the table. Online, fans are already theorizing about the money's fate. Some think it was lost in a bad investment or business deal. Others suspect it might be tied to immigration, real estate, or even a family dispute. And of course, there's the wild speculation crowd throwing out theories about gambling or hidden debts. What's clear is that this isn't just about the dollar amount. It's about the breach of trust and how quickly private issues can become public when cameras are rolling. For Andrei, who's never been shy about defending himself loudly, this could be the storyline that defines his arc this season.
Keep it locked. The financial fireworks may have ended, but the shockwaves aren't stopping here because Tigerlily and Adnan are back in the hot seat, and this time it's over whether he's even allowed to drive in the U.S. Tigerlily and Adnan, one of the most polarizing couples on 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, are under fire again, and this time it's not about parenting or privacy. Fans are in an uproar over claims that Adnan has been driving in the U.S. without a valid license. It all started when eagle-eyed viewers spotted scenes of Adnan behind the wheel while living in Dallas, despite no clear indication that he holds a U.S. driver's license. For some fans, this was the last straw. Theories started flying. Was he driving illegally? Was TLC knowingly filming it? The outrage was swift. Critics flooded Reddit and Instagram, calling Adnan reckless, entitled, and even dangerous. One viral comment read, "Pregnant wife in the car, no valid license. This is selfish on a whole new level." Others accused him of using Tigerlily to get to the U.S., pointing to his controlling demeanor as further proof that he's bad news. But as with all good 90-day controversies, there's a counter-narrative. Some fans jumped to his defense, suggesting he might have an international driver's permit, legal for short-term driving in the States, or that TLC wouldn't risk filming him breaking the law. These defenders still critiqued his attitude, but argued the license issue might be a case of bad optics rather than actual illegality. That hasn't stopped the safety debate from exploding. Viewers are horrified that Tigerlily, who was visibly pregnant during filming, would ride with someone they believe might be unqualified to drive in the U.S. For many, this wasn't just about paperwork. It was about judgment, responsibility, and whether Adnan respects the rules of his new country.
And then there's the voice discourse. Yes, bizarrely, both Tigerlily's and Adnan's voices have become part of the conversation, with some viewers admitting they skipped the couple's segments entirely to avoid hearing them. This may sound petty, but in a show built on viewer attachment, even small irritations can snowball into major dislike. If this feels like deja vu, it's because Adnan and Tigerlily were already in the spotlight for a different off-screen controversy: his repeated posting of baby Zayn online against her strict privacy rules. For fans, the alleged unlicensed driving is just another sign that Adnan does what he wants no matter what boundaries are in place. Still, not everyone's ready to convict him in the court of public opinion. A few level-headed voices are asking for receipts, proof that he was truly breaking the law before dragging his name. They argue that editing could be framing things in the worst possible light, as reality TV tends to do. But perception often matters more than truth in this fandom, and right now, the perception is ugly. Whether or not Adnan was actually violating any driving laws, the optics of the situation are hurting his image, and by extension, Tigerlily's. The couple hasn't addressed the uproar directly, which only fuels speculation. Silence in the 90-day world is rarely read as no big deal. It's often interpreted as we're hiding something or we're waiting for the episode to air before cashing the drama check. One thing's for sure. This driving controversy has added yet another layer to an already complicated relationship storyline, and it's the kind of ongoing tension TLC can stretch across multiple episodes. Fans will be watching closely to see if this topic gets addressed on screen or if it stays in the realm of social media sniping. If you love this level of reality TV chaos, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss a moment, and drop your spiciest takes in the comments. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter for even more tea between uploads. This is Paper Highlighter, and until next time, stay bold, stay messy, and stay fabulous.